thing that our brokers asked for was great support. So with us, you're going to have my designated team. I am so thrilled that I have a really top-notch group. Jared is my account manager. You're going to work with him on the inside on all of your files. I also have a designated underwriting team. All of our underwriters are seasoned. Nobody's new. They know what they're doing. You can contact them directly. We don't hide them from you. We put everybody's contact information, including phone numbers, right at the top of all of our approvals. We also have employees in every time zone. One of my favorite desks that we have is our scenarios desk. You're going to see that here. That's scenarios at orionlending.com. It's actually answered by Orion underwriters. So definitely make a note of that. Check that out. They answer very quickly, usually within about 2 hours. They'll even check income calculations for you for files that are going to be coming to us. So it's just a great resource for our brokers. We spent about $6 million on our portal a few years ago. I truly think that our portal is hands down the best one out there. If you guys need a login, shoot me an email. I'll get you a login for our portal, but you can literally submit a loan in 3 minutes. We have all kinds of alerts and text messages, emails, whatever you prefer to keep you posted along the way. Our system pulls in title fees automatically. It's a service that we pay for. So when you guys are getting ready to disclose a loan, you type in the name of the title company, it pulls the fees in automatically. They're not fluffed or inflated like some of the other lender sites that you see. And my favorite part about our system is it works. So if you attach something to a condition, the underwriter has it, they see it, it doesn't go missing or disappear like what I know you guys experience at some of our other lenders. Also, you can run DU and LP side by side in our system, which is awesome. It'll show you the results side by side, and you can decide which one you want to proceed with in the file. Ordering appraisals. I know appraisals are kind of a pain point for brokers right now. We have over 15 AMC options in our portal. You can choose whoever you would like. Most of our programs also accept transferred appraisals. You don't have to sign up with any of the AMCs that you see in our drop down. You're broker with us, so you can select whoever you want. The appraisal is done in our name. You can set up appraisal panels with some of our AMCs. So let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. If you want a suggestion, I do have great customer service with Arrives. We have 3 different contacts there. They're very responsive. They have no issues with brokers reaching out directly. So you can choose whoever you want in our drop down, but they do a fantastic job. Appraisals are going to pull back into our portal and task to the underwriters automatically. We order the revisions for you as well when you order the appraisals in our portal. We even have a payment link. So if your borrower doesn't feel comfortable giving you their credit card info, you can send them a link. They can process the payment on their side. Like I mentioned, our portal was designed to be incredibly intuitive, but if you guys want to schedule a training, you can actually scan that QR code with your camera phone, and our help desk will do trainings every Tuesday and Thursday, different various times to walk you through a sample submission. They do a great job on those. We also have continuous support Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. Eastern time all the way to 9 p.m. Eastern time. We have a help desk number. They can help you get loans through, and we also have a chat, so you can click the star support button that you see at the bottom of your screen when you're logged into our portal. It will always start as automated. We've programmed the most commonly asked questions in there, but it will always give you the option to transfer to a live agent if it's 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. Now, this is something my brokers love. So pay attention to this part. When you're logged into our portal, you can click on Marketing Studio at the top right. We actually pay for this service for you guys. It is a free broker marketing studio. This is your branding. You're going to import your logo and your contact information, your photo if you want. It pulls them into all the materials automatically. Everything is pre-designed for you guys. They look fantastic. This is actually a real screenshot. You can filter by TBD approvals, DPA, regular agency, some of our non-QM products. There's also social media posts. So how you see it on your screen here, this is actually some of what you will see. There's Instagram stories, Facebook stories, but it's all fully customizable. So if something isn't designed the way you want it, you want a different photo, different font, different, you can actually change everything it says on the flyers, totally knock yourself out. Everything can be edited. You can even go in and design flyers for your real estate agents for their listings and kind of get bonus points with them. Everything's in English or Spanish. You're going to pick which one you want. These are some of our Titan DSCR investor cash flow flyers that are in there. Definitely check that out. One common question I get from my brokers is, are you guys going to call on the loans I close with you? Absolutely not. So we have a phrase, your clients are your clients for eternity. We never call and try to refinance your closed loans. We take that one step farther. And this was something our brokers asked for on one of our broker roundtable meetings. And we actually keep you in touch with your buyers after the loans close. So if we monitor their credit, and if at any time after closing a mortgage company pulls their credit, you'll get an automated email from us to let you know that. This is a sample email over here. So it gives you the opportunities. Hey, they may be shopping for a refi, reach out to them. And if you send that, you never want to refi somebody within 6 months of closing it with us, just like any other lender. But if after that time you send the loan back to us for a refi, we'll actually waive our lender fee, which is $9.95. That gives you $1,000 leg up on anybody else that they're talking to. We're also going to send you an Excel list of all the loans you've closed with us every 6 months, highlighting any refi opportunities that we see. We're going to include a lot of data in there, what rate they closed at, what we think the credit score is, what we think the property value is. And we go the extra mile to support our brokers and try to give you the tools that you need to be successful. We also have fast turn times. So for at least the last year, we've been pretty much 24 hours for everything. You can click our current turn time button in the portal to see. Right now we're 1 day setup, 1 day purchase, 1 day conditions, refi initial underwrites. If anything gets pushed out, we'll usually push out the initial underwrite on refis to 2 days. 1 day closings as well. Our turn times are very, very fast. So to get to the good stuff, we do a ton of programs. I'm not going to go through all of the programs that we do, but I'm going to highlight a few niches for you that you may not know about. So one of our huge niches is our DSCR cash flow investor product. We have the most aggressive DSCR out there. This is what DSCR actually stands for is debt service coverage ratio. What these loans are, because you've probably heard about this a lot from other lenders. These are no income investor loans. So we're not getting employment from you. We're not getting income from you. We're not calculating DTI. What we're doing is we're comparing the rental income potential on that property to our PITI on our loan. This is for purchase, rate and term, or cash out. The great part is that Orion does a true business purpose loan on DSCR. What this means is there are no disclosures from anybody, not from you, not from us. There's no TRID waiting period. So if you guys have a transferred appraisal on a DSCR, you can literally close it in like 3 days with us. So this is an awesome opportunity. Again, investor only. If you're using when using rental cash flow on these, we're getting what the current income potential is off of the 1007. That's the rent comp schedule. Or if it's a refi, we're also going to ask you for the long-term lease that it's in. Or if it's a refi and they're Airbnb or VRBO, we can take that as well. Again, no employment, no income, no DTI, no DU. They can close in an LLC. They can use business funds for down payment, closing costs. And we allow first-time investors, not first-time home buyers. So this cannot be their first mortgage ever, but we do allow this to be their first investment property. And we do these for condos, single family, 1 to 4 units. We kind of cover everything. So what do you need in the submission? You're going to leave the income and employment blank. You are going to fill out the REO section. So we do want you to list the addresses. You do not have to list the expenses or the income on those addresses, but we do at least want the property addresses for the properties that they own. We of course need a credit report. We need the 12 months on all of their mortgages. It's fine if it's on credit. So if their mortgages are reporting on credit, that's all we need. If for some reason they have mortgages not reporting on credit, then we would ask for a VOM on those. That's so that we can check their mortgage history. They can have 1 times 30 on a mortgage in the last 12 months, but that's it. So that's why we ask for the mortgage history. We need 2 months of any asset statements. Again, if it's a refi, we want to see that lease, because when we calculate the DSCR, we're going to be looking at on just a refi, the lower of the lease or the 1007 rent comp schedule. And if it's a purchase, we do need a contract. And a great question from William, what's the max LTV? Our DSCR is very aggressive. So we go all the way up to 85%. And I'll show you guys the matrix. We definitely have the most aggressive DSCR out there. So for a purchase, we'll go up to 85%. So some of you who are not familiar with DSCR, you may be asking, how do you calculate the DSCR ratio? So what you're going to do is you're going to take the market rent per the 1007 divided by the PITI. Just a note, if it's a purchase, we're not going to look at the current lease of the owner that has it, unless the appraisal says there's a, let's for example, this current tenant in here is going to be in here for another 11 months. So if that current tenant is going to stay in the property for long term after the purchase, then we will have to take the lesser of the market rent or the current lease when we're calculating the DSCR, but that's only if that tenant is going to be remaining in there an extended period of time after closing. So quick example, let's say the rent comp schedule says $2,000 a month. Our full PITI, by the way, that A is association dues, is $1,600. You get your handy dandy calculator, divide that out. 2,000 divided by 1,600 is 1.25. Just a little cheat to remember, anything over 1.0 with a DSCR ratio means that the rent potential is at least covering the PITI. When you go under 1, that means the PITI on the property is actually more than the rent potential. And we actually do those. So we will let you go under 1. We go all the way down to 0.75 with ours. If you're under 0.75, we'll even do no ratio. So we'll take a look at that as well. By the way, we have interest only 30-year and 40-year. So if you're doing interest only, then you would actually only have to divide by the interest only payment, which is pretty cool. So if the DSCR is 1.0 or higher, that means that your rental income is at least covering your PITI. We can go all the way up to 85% on a purchase. We go all the way down to 620 scores. If it's in that lower 600 range, the max LTV will be 75. And as you see here, we do some pretty high loan amounts on these. So the minimum loan amount is going to be 100,000, but we go all the way up to 2.5 million. And yes, I see the question, do we offer the 40-year interest only? Yes. So we have a 30-year interest only, a 40-year interest only. What those are is it's going to be interest only for the first 10 years. Then the remainder of the term will be fully amortizing. And yes, Jim, we can close these in an LLC. Our DSCR investors say that they can own up to 15 finance properties. I have seen them make an exception. That's finance properties. We don't look at the ones typically that are free and clear. And Orion, we will finance up to 15. We personally will do refis or purchases for up to 15 loans, DSCR loans per borrower. So we do get in a lot of multi-packs. I just closed a 6-pack where one investor took cash out of 6 different properties, and we closed all of those. So our max that we personally will finance on one is typically going to be 15. But like I said, if you guys need an exception on something, let us know. We can reach out to the investors and see if they will entertain an exception. By the way, you'll see the reserve requirements out here. We only need reserves on our subject property. So we're not asking you for reserves on any other properties that they own, which is awesome. And these are some of the cash out. So the max cash out is based on the LTV. So if you have a lower LTV, you can actually get back 750,000 cash in hand at closing. We also do delayed financing on these. What that means is somebody purchases the home in cash, completely in cash. Then they want to turn around and recoup that cash and put a mortgage on it. We actually do these for DSCR. It had to have been an arm's length transaction. We actually treat these as a rate and term. Conventional would treat that as a cash out. For DSCR, it would be a rate and term. For us, subject to the rate and term LTV caps. So keep that in mind as well. Now, if your DSCR ratio is under 1, then these are the LTV caps that are still pretty aggressive. Remember, this means that the rent potential is not quite covering your PITI. If it's below 0.75, then you would want to look at our no ratio. And that's going to require a little bit higher score if we're not calculating the DSCR ratio at all. When you would want to use a no ratio is if the DSCR is under 0.75, or if you're doing a refi, because on refis, we need a copy of the lease and you don't have a lease. Maybe the property is vacant or there's not a lease agreement in place. That's where we would need to do a no ratio as well. Now, right before we jumped on the call, I jumped in our pricing engine and priced one out. If you guys are in our pricing engine and you don't see a DSCR, which we call it COIN now, which stands for cash flow only investor, you've got to push this button here that you see in the quick pricer that says show cash flow and only investor pricing. So if you're in our pricing engine and it's showing you the section on conventional, FHA, VA, then you got to push that button to switch it to the cash flow only. But I priced this one out. I just did a 75% LTV. Again, we go all the way up to 85 on these. You're going to see a pretty big price jump after 80. So from 80 to 85, the rate's going to jump up. But we are consistently the #1 price lender for DSCR. If you're not seeing us, if you guys are using Loan Sifter and you're not seeing us in there, let me know. I'll send you instructions on how to add our DSCR into your Loan Sifter. But we pretty much have 6.375 at par. And these are not subject to QM. There are no disclosures on these. They're all borrower paid comp because it's a business purpose loan. And that's what you're going to get when a lender is doing a true business purpose loan on these. And we follow state regulations on these and can allow loan officers to close DSCR loans in states you personally are not licensed in because these are true business purpose. It goes by the state. So when I send you guys the matrix after the call, the matrix is going to show you which states allow that. I'm going to move on to another product because I want to respect you guys' time. But if you have any questions, that's my contact information there. You can also email our scenarios desk, which is scenarios@orionlending.com. And I'm going to go back and show you my contact information again. I want to tell you just a little bit about Titan AUS and pay attention on this because this product actually covers 3 different niches with fantastic pricing. So this program, Titan AUS, is a program that you want to look at when you need really good rates. So this is a portfolio product that Orion offers. We have 5 different jumbo products, but Titan AUS is our best priced on jumbo loan amounts. So if you have a jumbo loan, I'm going to show you a pricing example. Jump in here and price it as Titan AUS. It's better priced than our other jumbo programs. It also covers conventional loan amounts. So we go down to 50,000 on our Titan AUS, and you want to price these on conventional loan amounts that have high adjustments when you're going conventional. So for example, if you have a conventional loan let's say it's investor cash out, you're getting really hit hard on the pricing, then switch it and price our Titan AUS because this has better than conventional pricing on those conventional loan amounts that have high adjustments. For example, investor cash out. I'm going to show you an example. Also, our Titan AUS has an interest only option. This particular product has no prepayment penalty. Again, you never want to refi within 6 months of closing with a lender, but no prepay penalty, 45% max DTI. The income docs are per the DU. Even if it's a jumbo loan, you're going to run the DU, follow the DU for the income docs. They can have up to 20 finance properties. The LTVs go as high as 85%. This, I'm going to send you guys this matrix, but this is the purchase and rate and term goes up as high as 85. All occupancies, you can see primary, second home, and investor. The cash out goes as high as 75, all occupancies for this as well. But let me just show you an example. So I priced this right before we jumped on the call. This is a jumbo loan. So even though we have other jumbo products, Titan AUS is our best price for jumbo. I just jumped in here and priced a 75% purchase. You can go up higher than that. And look, we have 4.75 paying back a credit. And if any of you are doing jumbo loans, you know that that is fantastic pricing on jumbo, no prepayment penalty. But let me show you, like I mentioned, like a conventional loan amount. So if you have a conventional loan and it's investor cash out, you're going to get hit very hard on those if you do conventional pricing. I did a really quick comparison here right before we jumped on the call. So this is investor cash out, and I priced it with our Titan AUS and with our conventional. And these are, I put the rates side by side so that you could like literally look at them side by side. There's a pretty big difference. This Titan AUS at 5.5 has a 0.675 credit, whereas regular conventional at the same rate has that much in a discount. So there's like a 1.3 difference between the two products. So think about what loans you guys have right now that are getting hit pretty heavy with conventional pricing, and jump into our portal and instead price them as Titan AUS and check it out. It's pretty cool. Also, like I mentioned, there's an interest only option on this product. It's optional. So I just priced a owner occupied purchase standard conforming loan amount. Again, this product actually goes up to 2 million, but I priced a conforming loan amount because our minimum is 50,000. And this is interest only. So this is pretty cool. These are great rates for interest only, no prepayment. Oh, actually, this is investor, not owner occupied. I'm sorry. I priced this as an investor interest only purchase. So really, really good, strong rates here. All right, let's move right along now. I'm not going to do a deep dive into our Chenoa because it would take too long. I want to respect you guys' time. I'm going to give you just like the 10,000 foot overview of our Chenoa program. This is down payment assistance in the form of a second mortgage. These are offered through CBC Mortgage Agency. However, we are fully delegated with Chenoa, so we do not have to send these off. This is a great opportunity for you to help borrowers who have money for closing costs and prepaids, but they don't have money for down payment and closing costs and prepaids. Obviously, real estate agents are looking for this product. And starting Monday, Chenoa is going to allow 2% borrower paid comp. It's been 1.5% up until this point. So that's an awesome win. Something I like to remind my brokers of is, yes, you're probably making a little bit less compensation on these initially, but these rates are high. Chenoa rates right now are at like 5.75. So this is a slam dunk refi opportunity for you to call them in 6 months to a year and refi them down, pay off that second mortgage and get paid on the loan again. So don't forget that. This is perfect for first-time and non-first-time home buyers. They don't have to be a first-time home buyer. We're looking for credit-worthy borrowers. So they do have to meet your standard FHA conventional product guides. This is not for somebody that had a bankruptcy, last year or anything like that. It's not going to be the best fit for borrowers with high DTIs. The reason I say that is because these rates are higher than standard products. They're 5.75 for conventional and FHA right now today. So you got to factor that into the DTI. Also, some of these, depending on which program you choose, may have a payment on that second mortgage, and we'll take a look at that, so that you would have to factor that into the DTI. There's options for low income and high income borrowers. It's not just for low income borrowers. So one of the most popular options for Chenoa, and there are a lot, is the soft second. This is goes down to 600 credit scores. We're going to include that 3.5% soft second in the CLTV, so it's going to be 100%. But this one has no monthly payments on that second mortgage. It's a 0% interest, and it's forgiven after 36 months of on-time payments on the first mortgage. Manual underwriting is allowed. You can go as high as 55% with the DTIs if it's not a manual. This is actually allows 2 units. And I like to point that out because somebody can buy a duplex and live in one side, collect rental income on the other side, and still get Chenoa down payment assistance. This one allows non-occupying home borrowers. Non-occupying co-borrowers. And something that you want to keep in mind for this one is that it is capped at 115% of the area median income just for this soft second, the one that's forgivable and they're not making a payment. I'll send you guys a link so you can look up the caps, but they're very high. So you're going to select the state, county. This is for Fulton County in Georgia. The average family median income in that area is $86,200, but you can go, Chenoa allows 115% of that. So you could go up as high as 99,000. That applies to only our borrower. We're not looking at the full family. We're just looking at that for our borrowers that are on our loan and only their qualifying income. So if they have income we're not using to qualify, it doesn't go in the cap. If they're over that, then the second mortgage would, instead of being a soft second with no payments due, it would instead be repayable. I priced this out right before we jumped on the call. This one, the soft second, because pricing is currently at a discount, really works better with seller contributions because these are borrower paid comp and they're at a discount. So let's say that you're making 2 points in borrower paid comp. It's at a 0.625 discount. If you had seller contributions to just cover that 2.625 in discount and comp, then all the borrower would need to bring to closing is their normal closing costs and prepaids, because obviously Chenoa is going to be making the down payment. Now, if they don't have seller contributions, then you're going to want to instead look at our 5% Chenoa rate advantage. This one works fine in most cases, depending on pricing for that week. Without seller contributions, it requires a 640 score. This is going to be a repayable second with a 10-year term and a 6% rate on the second. So you got to include that in the DTI. It does not allow manual underwrites. It goes up to 50%. And let's see what else you need to know on this. This income can be higher, up to 135% of the area median income. So a little higher than the example that we looked at. So you would select FHA for the loan type, rate advantage 5% for the product. What's different about this one is that Chenoa is going to pay 3.5% towards the down payment plus 1.5% towards closing costs. So that 1.5% towards closing costs can be used to pay this little discount point here of 0.375 plus a big chunk of your borrower paid comp. And by the way, you don't have to charge 2% borrower paid comp. That's just the max. And then that way, that with this particular scenario, the borrower is pretty much just going to need their standard closing costs and prepaids. Of course, there can be seller contributions. Chenoa allows, actually FHA allows up to 6%, but this particular product, because Chenoa is doing an additional 1.5% towards closing costs, it actually is the one that works better for those transactions that don't have seller contributions. We also have conventional for Chenoa. There's no overlays on this, so this is going to just follow standard conventional guidelines. And actually, I need to change this. This also allows up to 2% borrower paid comp starting Monday. All of the Chenoa options are repayable, so they're going to have a 10-year repayable second with a rate that's just too higher than the first. So, for example, if the rate on the first is 5.75, then the rate on the second would be 7.75. Now, what I priced out here was home ready at 5%. So I did a 97% LTV. So this 5% assistance from Chenoa is going to pay the 3% down payment plus 2 points towards closing costs. So it would cover all of this discount here. So Chenoa would pay the discount, they would pay the down payment, and then what would be left would be your compensation plus normal closing costs and prepaid. So again, seller contributions really do help on these. If you don't have seller contributions, then they're gonna, depending on pricing, they're gonna have to pay their closing costs plus your comp, kind of depending on pricing if you don't have seller contributions. This changes though. I've been with the company 2 years, and Usually these down payment assistance programs are at a credit, but right now, with pricing the way it is, they're just not. This is not the norm, but it is what it is for today. So we do full underwrites prior to contract on all loan programs except DSCR. DSCR, we need a contract if it's a purchase to underwrite those. But for loans like Chenoa, you're just trying to get your feet wet, seeing what learning the program, or for regular FHA, VA, USDA, conventional, you can submit your loan as a full underwrite. You're going to keep that same loan number all the way through closing. We don't make you resubmit it once you go under contract. And the cool part is no disclosures have to go out until after you're under contract. So these are really easy to get done. If you have a problem loan, if you're like, it's already been at another lender, it got denied, please don't just throw that against the wall and submit it as a TBD. Ask me if it will work. Our underwriters spend just as much time underwriting the TBDs as they do any other file with a contract. So I don't want to waste their time or your time if there's a specific issue. If you know of a specific issue on that file, please reach out to me or send it to our scenarios desk, which is answered by underwriters, and let us just give you the thumbs up that we will be okay with that loan before you submit it. Again, here's my phone number, email address, scenarios. I'm going to put this back up on the screen. I quickly just want to tell you about 7 out of every 10 loans that we close here at Orion are just your standard government loans. We are the best lender at government. We go down to a 580 with absolutely no overlays other than that 580. We do no score per HUD guidelines. We are a top 3 lender in government rates all the time. We are not always the best lender for conventional as far as pricing. We don't have any overlays at all on conventional, but if we're talking about price, we're always at the top with government. We do everything that you see here on your screen. We do manual underwrites with no overlays per the HUD handbook, and we do condo spot approvals. If you guys get any of those, let me know. I priced this out right before we jumped on the call. It's an FHA purchase with a 680 score. And as you can see, we've got somewhere between 4 and 4.125 at par on our pricing today, which is very, very strong. VA, same thing. We're going to be like a top 1-2 lender on VA pricing. Our VA rates are incredible. Again, no overlays down to a 580. We do no score for VA2. And we do manual underwrites per the VA handbook, meaning that we actually don't have a max DTI on VA manuals. VA requires that you have compensating factors and residual income if you're over 41 on a manual, but I just closed a VA manual with Orion a couple of months ago with a 62% back end ratio. So the no overlays thing is awesome. Also, if you guys have, you'll know if this has happened to you, if you've ever taken a VA loan borrower paid comp and got to closing and the lender said, you're failing the 1% VA unallowable fee test, you've got to reduce your comp to nearly nothing. Then if this has happened to you, I would like to tell you that Orion is very unique on this policy where we won't include VA borrower paid comp and the 1% unallowable fee test for VA, as long as your final lender credit on your lock will cover at least all of your borrower paid comp. So on this pricing example from today, let's say that you wanted to give the borrower a lower rate and just charge 1.75 on borrower paid comp. Any other lender would tell you not allowed, can't do that on borrower paid comp. Orion says as long as that, let's say that you lock at 4.375 with a credit of 1.775, we would allow you to charge 1.75 in borrower paid comp on that because your final lender credit is more than covering your borrower paid comp. If you haven't run into that on a VA loan, you probably will eventually. So send those to Orion. And this is a VA loan test that I just did right before we jumped on the call, 100% purchase. You can see that we've got between 3.875 and 4 at par. Our government pricing is unbelievable. So I know I was talking a million miles an hour because I was trying to keep this to 30 minutes. But that's it. Here's my contact information on the screen. If you guys need your login, you guys are fully approved with Orion. You're ready to submit loans today. So if you need your login, just reach out to me, shoot me an email. I'll help you. I'll get that to you within 1 business hour. And like I said, our portal is a breeze. Even if it's your first submission with us, you're not going to have any issues submitting a loan, but we're all here to help you. We have a star support chat, phone number, email. You have me. And I want to hang back just for a second to see if anybody had any questions so far. And because we did this as a webinar, I don't even think I can unmute you guys, but type it in the chat if you guys have any questions. And I am watching the chat right now. Gifts on DSCR, great question. Absolutely. So gifts from family members are allowed on DSCR, even though it's an investment occupancy. That is allowed. They can do a full gift. The borrower has to have 5% in their own funds, just like in their bank account, but the entire down payment can be a gift. And by the way, if the gift is coming from a spouse who is not on our loan, we don't even treat that as a gift. We treat that as just borrower funds. So let's say the wife is the one going on our loan, the husband is not, but the funds are coming from the husband's bank account. We just say that's borrower funds. We don't even treat that as a gift. So our DSCR guidelines are awesome. I'm excited to get some DSCR loans in here from you guys. Any other questions that you guys can think of? And I know you guys are probably going to think of questions just right after we hang up, and that's totally fine. That's my cell phone number on the screen there, and that's my email address. So I would love for you guys to reach out, and I'll give it just another minute to see if we have any other questions coming through.